Driving Empire is going to be adding 4 new trucks this Friday. Today I'm going to show you what they are, but before I do that, make sure to subscribe and drop a like in this video. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, now the first thing we saw from Driving Empire was this video. We miss a Build-A-Car DE community, so they're talking about the old Build-A-Car events. And then after this, they said, let's see, we have good news. Good news. Okay, what are they talking about here? They have good news for us. What is this good news? They are not having a Build-A-Car event, but Build a Truck event. That's interesting, okay? So this is the first sign that we're getting some trucks this Friday, right? They're talking about a Build a Truck event, and I don't think there's anything else really shown in this video besides it's saying that this Friday, I believe. I think that's this Friday. Let's see, yeah. We got the date. You all can't see it. That's this Friday, though. I just checked. And then we see this. Today, they say 4 trucks from 3 iconic brands are rolling into Driving Empire this Friday. So we know one of them is gonna be a Build-A-Truck event, and the other 3 are gonna be from 3 iconic brands. Okay, now we actually know one of the trucks. We can see here, this is a Ford R, it says. So I think that's a Ford F-150. It looks like Raptor. We got a nice livery on the side here. But this is only one of the cars. We don't know what the other cars are. Now, we do know we're building some. Now, I don't know if this is the one we're building. We're only building one, actually, not some. We're building one. So, I don't know if this is the one that we're going to be building. But if so, it's a pretty cool one. But what are the other trucks that we could get? Honestly, I have no clue. Do we even have any licensed trucks in game right now? Let's check. Okay, so I'm gonna go in the dealership right now. I actually don't think we've ever got a licensed truck before in Driving Empire. Now, we have licensed SUVs, but an actual truck, I don't think we have one. Let's see. Tanaka Tote, okay. This isn't really a truck. It's like a mini truck, and it's not licensed, so that doesn't count. Any other things that kind of look like trucks? El Camino, I mean, it has a truck bed, but it's definitely not a truck. It's like a slammed little sedan with the rear chopped off, I would say. So that doesn't count. Anything else here? Some people call these trucks. I don't consider them trucks. These are just big SUVs. I call a truck like one of the vehicles that obviously has a truck bed. That's a truck in my opinion, so I'm not counting that as a truck there. Anything like that either? No. Let's see. Is there any... No, I don't think there's anything that could be counted as a truck yet that's licensed. Now, you know, like I said, some people will call big SUVs trucks, but I don't call them trucks. I think those are big SUVs. That's what they are, big SUVs. Trucks are the vehicles with the truck beds. So let's actually try to look into what the other 3 trucks we could be getting are. We already know one of them being the Ford F-150 Raptor. Actually, wait up. Before we go ahead and look for some other trucks, we have to know what brands could have trucks. So Apollo, no. Audi, I don't think they have a truck. Pininfarina, no. Bentley, no. Chevy might have a truck. Cadillac, maybe. De Tomaso, no. DeVal, no. Ford, yes. Gordon Murray, no. Hummer, maybe. Hennessy, maybe. Hold up. Jaguar, no. Koenigsegg, no. KTM, no. Lotus, no. Lamborghini, no. Maybe, actually, hold up. Lamborghini, maybe. 6, okay. You might be confused. I'll show you. Land Rover, I don't think so. McLaren, no. NASCAR, no. Nissan, 7, okay, that's 7. Noble, no. Pagani, no. Porsche, no. Pontiac, no. Shelby, 8. SSC, no. TVR, no. Volkswagen, maybe 9, okay. W Motors and Zenmo. Okay, we're gonna actually look at trucks from all 9 of those brands that might have trucks. Obviously, we know the Ford Raptor is one of the cars, but what are the other... Obviously, we know one of the trucks, but what could the other trucks be? Now that we've gone through the brands, I think we know Ford will probably be the brand that has 2 trucks, is my guess. Like they said, only 3 brands will have trucks, and I'm going to go from most likely to least likely. So most likely, we will be getting another Ford truck. Could it be this one? Maybe. I think this is called the Ford Maverick, but the thing is, this Ford truck's kind of weak looking, and they probably wouldn't want to add a weak looking truck, so maybe we would get a Shelby instead. Now, we have Shelby in game, and we've already seen them add tons of Shelby Mustangs, so maybe we could be getting a Shelby F-150, which looks absolutely menacing. I could totally see them doing this as the build event vehicle as well, and if I'm right, that would be insane. You all are going to come back to this video on Friday and be like, oh my god, he was right. The Shelby truck was the build event car, or I'm going to end up looking like an idiot right now, and this is not at all a car we're getting. But my prediction, I honestly think this could be the build event car. I really think this might be it. And then for the other brands, okay, now we know 4 brands, they said, or no, 3 brands, so if it's Shelby, that would be a separate brand, so we already have 2, Ford and Shelby, we know, because Ford's confirmed, Shelby, so then what would the third be? Maybe Chevy. I feel like they would add a Chevy Silverado. That's a really simple one, you know, the Shelby Silverado, basic truck here. I could easily see them adding this thing. Not much to be said about it, it's just a Chevy truck. Then there's the Nissan truck. I could see them adding this maybe too. This could be the third brand as well. I'm not too sure, but I don't know. It's kind of a mid truck. I personally am not a biggest fan of the looks of it, so if they added this one, it would be a little bit disappointing, because obviously I would prefer something more aggressive like the Chevy or the Shelby or the... Actually, no. You know what? I'm going to be honest, I'm taking the Nissan truck over that Ford truck. This little weak thing, hopefully they don't add it. Okay, now another one it could be is the Hummer truck right here, the Hummer EV truck. I honestly, for an electric car, I honestly think this is a pretty cool looking truck. I cannot lie. It does have some really aggressive styling. I think it's pretty cool looking. And they have like a crab walk feature on it. If they added that in game, that would be kind of crazy. Then there's also an older Cadillac truck. I honestly forgot this thing existed, but I remember there was some kind of Cadillac truck, so I had to look into it. And yes, this could potentially be what they're adding, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't think they would add this because like it's an older random truck, and like I said, you know, most likely these types of things wouldn't get used in games, so why would they waste money on it? So I think we're gonna go through and eliminate some of the ones I don't think it would be. Then there's Hennessy's. Okay, we already have Hennessy in game, but I don't know if they would be allowed to add these. But we have Hennessy and Chevy, so maybe we could get the Hennessy Chevy truck, the 6x6. It looks crazy. Chances of it getting added, I feel like, are slim. So Hennessy Ford, I don't know if they would add this, to be honest. If they were to add a modified Ford, I feel like it would most likely be a Shelby, but the chances are still there. They could potentially add this, or they could also be doing the 6x6 version of it. This one would be sick. I feel like it's a higher chance with Ford that we get the Hennessy 6x6 rather than a Chevy 6x6. I don't know why, I just have like a little gut feeling, but I most likely wouldn't say that we're getting the Hennessy's in this update. I don't think so. And then the least likely trucks are like the Volkswagen van as a truck. It was a really rare example of it. I don't think we would actually get this, but I mean, it's possible. Or the Lamborghini LM002, man. A lot of you all watching, you probably don't even know this thing exists. This is just such a random old, it was like an old, I don't even know what this was. It was an old Lamborghini. I think the purpose of it was to become like a military vehicle, but Hummers got chosen instead, so this never happened. I don't know what would have happened to Lamborghini if this ended up working, but that would have been interesting. I don't think, so let's just start eliminating. I don't think this will be the one. I don't think this will be one of the ones. Hennessy's, cool, but I don't think this update is the update with those. The Cadillac, don't think that's happening. Now we're stuck with these. Okay, out of all these, what do I think is most likely? We know 4 trucks, that's one of them. We have 4 over here. Okay, 4 to choose from. Wait, is this 4 or 5? That's 5. Okay, I think that would be eliminated. Okay, I honestly think the Ford Raptor F-150, the Shelby, I think that's the second one. The Silverado, I think we're gonna have a Silverado. And then, ooh, for the final one, I think what it'll be, honestly, I think it's gonna be that Hummer truck. I think the cars we're gonna get in this update, I feel like are gonna be the Hummer, the Shelby Silverado, and the Shelby and the Ford Raptor F-150. Now, when Driving Empire announced they were adding trucks a few days ago, I saw a lot of misinformation going around from the community. People thought that it meant these types of trucks, like big semi trucks. I don't know why people assume that. My guess is people like from other countries that make videos on Driving Empire, such as ABC Glitched. I'm sure a lot of you all see his videos. I think when he hears truck, he might think of something like that, because like they don't really see these trucks too often where he lives, so he probably wasn't even thinking about these. They were probably thinking about these, which caused the thought that this was the type of trucks we're getting in Driving Empire, but no. I believe they mean these types of trucks, the American, the big old gas guzzler trucks, these things. I don't think they mean shipping trucks that ship, you know, goods around, but let me talk about what this could do if we were to get some of these. Now, those types of shipping trucks, if they were to be added, people were thinking like that we could get those shipping trucks and you would be able to drive them around and actually deliver goods around the map for money as a job, which would actually have been much cooler in my opinion than the 4 trucks. Don't get me wrong, you know, the trucks they're going to be adding, I'm sure will be absolutely amazing, very cool, and I'm sure they'll be a blast, you know, off-road and stuff, but a shipping job where you could take items from one destination to another for money would have probably, you know, added just another little feature to Driving Empire that would make it better. And people were probably thinking we were going to be getting like real licensed, you know, shipping trucks. And that's cool and all, but I don't think for the time being that's what Driving Empire is going to be adding. They would probably wait until the new map is out, until they have a few more big name brands licensed. Once they're, you know, kind of done getting all the brands added, then they would maybe consider expanding territories to stuff like that. So it will be interesting to see what they kind of do with that. But I don't think, for the time being, I don't think we're getting trucks like shipping trucks. But I do think that's gonna be everything for today's video. I truly hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to drop a like. I would truly appreciate it. Subscribing the notification bell so you never miss another upload. Check out the video on the screen here. YouTube thinks to like it, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.